Welcome to Apex Philosophy, the perfect place to find motivation. Be sure to subscribe and listen every day, so you can become your best self. Reconnect to the masculine or feminine within you. The law of gender rigidity. A summary based on Robert Greene's book, The Laws of Human Nature. Today we are continuing our book summary series of The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. The best thing about this book is that it teaches you the essence of human beings. Through this simple guide, you will learn the harsh truths of humanity, but also how to face them. Law number 12. Reconnect to the masculine or feminine within you. The law of gender rigidity. All of us have both feminine and masculine qualities, just like the yin and yang symbol. The black fish has a white circle and the white fish has a black circle. And just like how the yin and yang complement each other and create the whole, the masculine and feminine are better together than on their own. You will often see this in people's relationships. In most cases, one is more masculine and one is more feminine. The authentic gender. Psychologist Carl Jung defines these masculine and feminine character qualities as the anima, the feminine part of the man, and the animus, the masculine part of the woman. Unfortunately, as we grow up, we tend to repress some of these qualities to try and express only our biological sex. Denying those parts of your character is just as unhealthy as trying to overemphasize them. It is important to explore, develop, and integrate your anima or animus into your personality. Do not be afraid to bring out the more sensitive or ambitious sides to your character. These repressed parts, masculinity and femininity of you, are yearning to be let out. Keys to human nature. We often have expected gender roles. For example, expecting your mum to do all the cooking while your dad is out working to pay the bills. However, you, as a student of life, must learn to explore the middle ground. Sometimes you need to go against the expectation of others. Be a little of both, but remain true to yourself. Don't do the opposite out of rebellion. For example, if you are a woman, if you feel drawn to being a mother, stay home and care for your children. Don't allow society to convince you that you must have a career. On the other hand, maybe you are more excited about your career. Find the balance that fits you. So take the time and look inward. What other gender roles do you need to question? What feminine or masculine traits are you repressing? Gender projection types. People tend to project gendered archetypes onto others. These archetypes are created by that person's childhood experiences. Because everyone has a unique experience, there are infinite projection types, but Greene discusses 6 common types. When going through these, try to recognize your own behavior in their descriptions. Next, you should use this knowledge to enter into the subconscious of others. People will often project their own needs onto you. Try to use their behaviors to understand their motives. The Devilish Romantic. A devilish romantic is often a woman who was spoiled with attention by their father in her early years, and she spends the rest of her life trying to reclaim that from her lovers. She learns to be charming and flirtatious to get the attention she yearns for. She tends to seek out an older and more successful man who can lavish her with gifts and attention. She allows herself to be swept off her feet because she imagines him as the perfect man. However, he inevitably falls short of her expectations, and he often gets bored and moves on. The elusive woman of perfection. Often, men that grew up without a supportive mother fall into this trap. He may have had a mother that expected him to give her the attention and support instead of the other way around. So when he grows up, he feels empty, like something is missing, and desires to fill that childhood need for attention with his lover. He often finds a woman he finds attractive and imagines her to be the perfect woman. Even if he hasn't had any interactions with her, he imagines how things could go, or how he would want them to go. When he finally gets to know her, he feels like she deceived him. So he projects this fantasy onto another woman. The Lovable Rebel. A woman that had a strong and patriarchal father who was distant and strict will often have this projection. As a girl, she was often held back by her father's strict rules and forced to play the role of the obedient daughter. However, she would dream of being more independent and assertive. Attracted to the freedom she was denied, she finds the bad boy irresistible. He may be a nonconformist, but also a walking red flag, and often not a good fit for a long-term relationship, and sometimes outright dangerous. The fallen woman. A man with this projection often had a strong mother figure growing up. He is often more passive and has a masochistic streak. He is often drawn to his opposite. He is usually a good, obedient and trustworthy person, but he gravitates towards women who are imperfect, bad, or from different cultures and/or social classes. He often thinks he can save them. Unfortunately, these women just end up using him for their own personal gain and move on to someone else as soon as they have gotten everything they needed from him. The superior man. A woman that is unable to develop her own confidence or strength tends to search for these traits in men. She also imagines those traits exaggerated in men in positions of authority. His confidence and power make him irresistible to her. Unfortunately, she often attracts older men who wish to dominate her. Also, she is often disappointed because these men are rarely as smart or capable as she imagined. She will either leave him and search for another, or get trapped by his manipulations. In order to break the cycle, she needs to build up her self-confidence and look beyond a man's position at his character before getting into a relationship with him. The woman to worship him. A man with this projection usually had a mother that adored him and lavished him with attention when he was young. He develops an addiction to this attention and doesn't feel worthy without it. He seeks and expects that same attention from the women he meets. He seeks a woman who will worship him. So he is driven and ambitious. Despite his success, he has a sense of lacking without a woman in his life. He is attracted to warmth and attentiveness. He tends to unconsciously position her into a motherly role, hoping she will support, adore, and stroke his ego. This unspoken need often leads to resentment and destruction of the relationship. For him to grow, he needs to learn to take care of himself. The original man-woman. We are each born with a certain temperament, a unique balance of masculine and feminine traits. Unfortunately, as part of the growing up process, we tend to conform to social rules and guidelines in order to fit in. Continuing to suppress your masculine or feminine side will block your energy and keep you in an unhealthy balance. Seek your true, natural self by embracing your anima or animus. Do not play the expected gender role, but rather create the one that suits you. Next time, we will talk about why a sense of purpose is so important. Thank you for listening. Comment below, which gender projection types have you experienced? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.